Don't panic, it's not as bad as you think. Once you get the tire off, all you're going to need to do this is a 36mm socket, 1/2-inch drive ratchet, 13mm 12-point socket. The 12-point is very important. The bolts that hold your hubs in are 12-point bolts. And you're also going to need a 12mm box end ratchet wrench is the best, because you're going to have to pull your brake caliper. Now, some of your brake calipers might be held in with a 7mm Allen. This one, being as how these axles are 95 Rubicon, is a 12mm standard hex. Start by removing your wheel and tire. Okay, sorry about the noise. We might have the neighbor girls playing in the street, but hey, sometimes they get amusing. They have knockdown drag-outs, and it's actually very funny to watch. They're going to be tough kids. Okay, there's a cotter pin that you're going to have to remove. Okay, now we just tried to straighten it out, and without removing the wheel spacer, there is absolutely no way to get it. So we're going to go ahead and pop this wheel spacer, and we'll take the rest of this apart. We'll get this axle changed out. Okay, full brake good tight. Cotter pin. Keeper. Hey babe, hold the brake please. Nut. Washer. Let's reach in here and let's just spread our brake calipers. Since we're here, it'll save us a little bit of time on down the road. Now, we've got 3 1/2-inch 12-point bolts that have to come off. When we get these off, you'll see that these were kind of, shall we say, brutalized by the stub shaft flopping around in here. And what you can do is you can not take them all the way out at first. Then you can tap on those bolts and you can break this hub loose so that it comes out a whole lot easier. Okay, hub's already starting to separate. Let's spin all these bolts out. Cap. Broken cap. Remove the dust shield. Put it back on the new axle. Get the new axle in. Support the end going into the axle. Gonna have to kind of roll it around a little bit, get it to where it drops into the splines. Okay, you're halfway there. Your brake dust cap back on. Let's actually put it on the hub. Hub goes back on. You reverse the process with the bolts and you're all done. Okay, forgive the engine noise, but I wanted to check this before I put it all back together because I've heard rumors about these 10 Performance bimotive gear that you might need to do a little bit of chamfering. Because let me show you this. Bump. Okay, babe, turn the wheel just a little bit towards me. Okay, now it goes on. Turn it back. Okay, you see the mechanical interference right there? Now, if you try to run these like this without addressing it, either A, moving your bump stops so that you don't have as much steering, or at the risk of possibly voiding the warranty, chamfer these outer edges or radius them to where they clear. It's not going to take much, but it might be enough to keep you from breaking a brand new chrome moly axle right off the bat. Okay, turn it back a little bit, hon. Go back to straight. Okay, good. I've said before, check all your clearances on everything. I really am not kidding. These 10 Performance chrome mollies, you can see where it's making contact here, but if you grind that a little bit, you'll see where it's striking is actually in here. It's this surface here. So what we're doing is we're rounding this and taking this square corner off of it and rounding it so that it clears without binding. Because instead of stopping here, it will stop here. Do you see the difference? I'm going to rotate this. See how much steering you lose? And this one is already chamfered. So, little tip with these. I was enlightened about this by one of their actual product reviews, where they said if you put this in without doing anything to it, you can't turn the wheels all the way because this makes contact. And if you try to force it, man, you can break this little 1310 U-joint right out. What I'm using here is a 120 grit flap wheel that's already got quite a bit of use on it. The idea here is not to be super aggressive when removing material. You want to go slow, you want to be methodical, you want to make sure that all your edges are uniform and round, and you don't want to get stupid aggressive with removing material. You only want to move enough to clear. Everything back together in reverse order. Anytime you take your Jeep off-road, there's risk. Metal becomes fatigued, torque factors are multiplied. As you can probably imagine, operating a YouTube channel centered around a Jeep can get expensive. And I'd like to ask you for your help. Please support the channel by watching our videos to the end, and subscribe and help us get to the number of subscribers we need to monetize to help offset the cost of running this channel so we can keep bringing you good content. If you're curious where we got these 10 Performance chromoly axle shafts, we got them from Amazon. And we'll leave a link in the description. Leapin' Matt with Leapin' Jeep has a video where he does this repair in under 13 minutes. However, it's not a race. Realistically, from the time you take the tire off until the time you've got the tire back on the ground, 30 to 45 minutes is really a good time to do it. And like I said, this is not a race. Make sure that all your T's are crossed, all your I's dotted. So this was the end of our day with the Genrite crew. As you can see, you focus in on this, a little bit of a failure. More than a little bit of a failure. Look at this one. That one's sweet, isn't it? Bent here. I'm not real sure if we lost a bearing first and then everything gave up, but man, we are now running 10 Performance chrome mollies. I'm going to go over what you have to do to get these things to where they're not clearing, because otherwise you're going to lose about half your steering if you try to adjust it out. And what I know about metal, if you round this square casting edge, you're not taking any strength out of it.